If you're new to the project, a big warm welcome. If you're a tough old root, then welcome back. Today is about introducing thousands of honeybees to the off-grid homestead. You're watching Steep in the Woods. I'm Josh.
I'm Celia.
And this is our daughter, Ivy. Here at Steep in the Woods, we are 100% off-grid. We live on a 14-acre mountaintop homestead nestled deep in the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina. Here on Steep in the Woods, we do totally off-grid on a shoestring budget. You'll see no fancy stuff here. It's just making do with what you have and what you can figure out. Oh, I see some little boxes. So these boxes here are actually much better. They're better designed, they're better built, and the layout is so much easier than that which you see on the internet. If you were to look this up, you'll see the ones that have these queen boxes suspended down amongst the bees. But this variety here has them in their own section, which is really convenient for those of us who are looking at installing these packages. Got a couple pull tabs here, and it slides. That comes off, and this is your honeybee queen. So no fooling around with trying to open the box. You don't have to bang the bees on the ground to get them off of this queen box. It's really, really simple and really easy. Also, we were lucky enough to get marked queens. That is a rare occurrence unless you pay more. But we were lucky, and this is her. She's moving around, she's happy, she's healthy, and she is ready to go into our Hoover hives. So now that you're home with your packages, that could be one single package, that could be 25 packages based on what size endeavor that you're going for. For us, I feel very, very fortunate to have two packages, 2 hives. I designed this for 3. We'll get to that third one later. But for right now, we're sitting here with our hives and our packages. If you're at this point, the things that you needed to have done is to made your fence and made it electric. You should have also got your hives set up on foundations. They need to be secure. They need to be level. You can make your Steep in the Woods roof here if you want to. I don't know that that's necessary, but it's something that we did, and all of those were outlined in a previous video. You also need to have not only purchased or made your sugar water feeders. You need to have them set up. You need to have them filled with your sugar water, which is a ratio of 1-to-1. Whether that's 1 cup or 1 pound, doesn't matter. You're just going for the general feel of the deal. That will mimic their natural food. That nectar in those flowers, it'll mimic them just as closely, whether you use a scale or a measuring cup. But you need to have all that put into place and ready to go. The other things that you are going to need is whatever protective gear you are comfortable with. I have one of those suits with the veil, kind of the all-in-one hoodie deal. That's pretty much all I'll be using, other than the addition of some gloves. You can purchase all this stuff on the internet. You can get it from that local shop that you got your bees from, or you can make it. That's not what really is important, but you want to take some steps to make yourself as comfortable as possible. You'll also need a spray bottle filled with that same 1-to-1 ratio of sugar water. That's what you're going to use to calm the bees down and to ground them. You want them to be moistened. You want them wet. That will stop them from flying. And that way, when you shake them out into your boxes, they will stay put for a certain period of time until they clean themselves off. And from that point, they should be comfortable, they should be acquainted, and you should be long gone. All right, so I've tucked in my shirt. I'm pulling my sleeves down. I'm a little overdressed for this weather, but that's all the more layers. You know, them stingers are small. Hopefully, I don't know. Now it's time for the big suit here. I guess I need to take my hat off. Here you go, girl. My hat on. I look pretty cool. What?
It's a little big for it.
See, it's over there laughing at me. I think everything's a little big for it. This is awkward. What's going on? I don't feel protected. Oh, she wrote. Will it look cool? My styling. So the steps from here is you crack open both of your hives and get both of your packages set up right beside their respective hive. You're going to remove the queen, depending on what kind of vessel, you know, the bees were transferred to you with. You may have to fiddle around to get that queen, or like us, she may be right there on the top just ready to grab. You're going to take her and you're going to wedge her little cage in between the frames of your hive towards the middle. From there, you're going to remove just enough hives, or just enough frames, for you to be able to shake these bees out into your hive. They need somewhere to go. They need some amount of room. That way they just don't spill all over the deal and go dripping down the sides of it. Once you got all of that set up, you're ready to place in your bees. What you're going to do now is you're going to spray them real good with that sugar water. Like I say, that will ground them. That'll keep them busy. That'll occupy their minds and restrict their mobility long enough for you to get them set in and get on out of here. Once you've shaken them in, you replace everything back. You know, your top cover, those missing frames, and your roof. And that's basically it. And it's that easy. It's not a hard process. It's not difficult, but it is a little nerve-wracking if you haven't done it before. So, as you saw, I placed the 2 packages in front of their respective hives. We're going to leave it just like that for a couple hours, maybe even a day or more, and then we will come back to retrieve them and check on the health of our bees. Alright, well that was it. I was surprised that even though I sprayed the bejesus out of them, some of them were still flying. Just that noise. And there is a moment where you're like, holy crap, there's too many of them. I can't win this should they turn. But you know what? Honeybees are awesome. That's what's great about them, is they are so docile. They are so soft. They're a very soft life. And one which needs preserving and needs propagation above and beyond your own ability to get honey either for yourself, for medicinal needs, for you know, living more healthy, to putting food on the table, but also the preservation of such a wonderful, wonderful creature. If you like what you saw, hit that button. If you're new to the project, hit that other button. If you want to help support the project, there are links below. Until next time, here, Steve in the Woods. Right in there. I always kind of dread that part of it. I put a lot on myself. I want to be an accurate representation for the movement and representation for those people like me who feel this way of life is worth living, is what to strive for. That is what's wholly good in this world, is the self-sufficiency, the grounding with nature, and even the stewardship of honeybees. But it's very difficult to sit there and try to explain something, to try to get across to someone. I'm not trying to be the end-all, be-all master here of bees. I'm not trying to appear smarter than I am, but I want to be an accurate and I want to be a good representation. You always see different political fields, just whatever your niche may be, whether that's saving whales, right? You know, you always got that one person who's out there, you know, they're trying to save whales and they got like the really funky clothes on and the heads are shaved and they're like spitting on people and running around with, you know, an old 1800s harpoon trying to stab fishermen with it. And yes, I agree with saving the whales, but you never want to be that guy. So I try my best to do the movement justice, and it's always kind of like, I got the talking part over. Now we can just work, because working is what I'm good at. I'm not terrible at talking either, but I feel that the bar is very, very high for us here.